Welcome to Freeman On Real Estate, the podcast about the hard facts behind what's going on in real estate. Realtor Mike Freeman of Coldwell Banker, who holds an MBA in finance, draws from his financial background and deep network to bring the most value for anyone looking to buy, sell, rent, or invest. And welcome back to Freeman On Real Estate. Mike Freeman, my favorite realtor. Well, second favorite realtor. My first, Phil Dunphy, of course.
Of
That's
course.
everyone's favorite realtor.
Mine too.
But Mike is here in the studio to dispense more advice about real estate and things going on in the industry. And once again, a terrific guest has joined us in studio. This is exciting. Mike, I will allow you to do the honors of introducing her.
Sure. So I'm really excited for this guest. I met her recently at a Chamber of Commerce event, and I really highly recommend that people look into the local Chamber of Commerce for networking. But I'm expanding. It's real estate related, but a little beyond as well. So I think that's something that'll appeal to the audience. So with no further ado, we have Mel Cidado from Breakthrough Coaching.
Hello. How are you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Mel. How are you doing today?
Great. Glad to be here.
Yeah, good to see you again. So I met Mel pretty recently. We had an event at the Chamber that was a summer bash kickoff, and we had a really good conversation. We talked about the networking group that I'm in. We talked about Mel's business, and I thought she'd be a great guest for the podcast. So again, welcome to the show. Happy to have you.
Thank you.
So the first thing I'd like to do is talk about you and your story and how you got to be an executive coach. So I'll just kind of open up to you and tell us all about Mel.
Yeah. So thanks again for having me.
Sure.
So I started my own business just about 6 months ago as an executive coach, and after spending 25 years in corporate. So I spent about 2/3 of my career in HR leadership roles and 1/3 of my career in consulting roles around organization design and change management. And so through that experience, I knew I loved coaching people. I've been doing it for a long time throughout my career. And so it was a very natural fit for me in terms of my passions and my expertise and my experience and things like that. But what really led me to get into it was that, I found myself in a spot in my, early to mid 40s where I'd done everything I wanted to do in my corporate career.
Yep.
And I have a lot of years ahead of me.
Yes, you do.
I do. So, I actually invested in a coach that helped me reflect on what am I really passionate about? What do I want to be in this next phase of my career? Mm-hmm. What do I want to be when I grow up?
Right.
This next phase of growing up.
Yep.
And it helped me really think about what I love, what I truly love, whether it's going well or it's not going well. What can I still get up every day and feel energized to do and be excited about? So
That's great.
That's how I landed on coaching.
Yeah. It's funny. There's some similarities in that I also did 25 or so years in corporate America and then branched out and did something on my own. So we do have that in common. Yeah. So you said it's been 6 months. And how is it? I know it's a short period of time, but how is it going so far?
It's been amazing. I think one of the things I was worried about in leaving a corporate environment was the network.
Right.
That naturally comes to you in a corporate setting. There's lots of events,
Yes.
There's lots of meetings, there's lots of opportunity to collaborate with other people on projects and things like that. And it was one of the things I was most worried about. I like working with other people. I love collaborating. I love doing stuff like this. This is great. It gives me a lot of energy. And so I was worried about that going out on my own. And what I found is through the chamber, through a lot of other groups that I'm part of, I've found so many great people to build my own community with. There's so many amazing, wise people out there that want to help you grow your business and want to help you learn more about the environment we're all working in and the challenges that we're all facing, because we're facing a lot of similar challenges as business owners.
Absolutely. So you've been doing this on your own and for 6 months. So how many clients do you have so far?
So I have 7 right
That's great.
now. My ideal balance is like 10.
Okay.
So I could use a little more, but I'm feeling really good about the progress I've made at this
And
point.
so, not to, I'm not going to make you go through all 7, but in general, what do you find to be the best ways that you have obtained these clients?
Yeah, it's been mostly through my network, friends of friends, second degree connections. I have just now started to hear from people that I have no connection with.
Okay.
I really want to get my name out there more and bring more people in. So it's been pretty fun. But my network's been huge and really supportive of me in getting things going. And, if I didn't have people early on that believed in me and wanted to be there for me, I don't know how I'd be doing this. So
That's great. And I mentioned earlier that we met at a Chamber of Commerce event. So just to give them the full commercial, it's the Neponset River Regional Chamber in Norwood, Massachusetts that Mel and I belong to. There's many all over the country, but that's specifically the one that we belong to. And I talked to Mel about the small networking group that I'm a part of, and so we were talking off air about this. So we have a small networking group that meets twice a month, and she's going to come in September, hopefully.
Yeah.
Come as a guest, see if it's for you. If it's not, I won't hold it against you. I'll still talk to you at events that the Chamber has. But yeah, I mean, it's a great way to grow your network, to meet people. And, any one of us in the group could be either a candidate ourselves or we're going to know people.
Right.
We're in a position where we're going to know people because we're all from different businesses. Everyone in the group has to be in different positions. So, okay, what else can I ask you? So you... did you work for large corporations, medium, or was it sort of like all over?
Yeah, so I spent my career in all Fortune 200 companies.
Okay.
And my most recent company, I was a VP of HR. It is a Fortune 100 company. So it's pretty big companies that I've worked with. But I find, honestly, the clients that I work with are from all sizes of businesses.
Yeah.
I found that my years of experience in helping people grow their careers and advance their careers lends very well into any setting, not just a large corporate setting. So I work a lot with leaders that are either moving into new roles, big roles, highly visible roles, either in their organizations or in their community, and help them make that transition with a lot of confidence and clarity and a plan. Because sometimes you want to make sure you're making the right step.
Right.
It's risky to move into a highly visible role. And there's a lot of pressure that comes with it, a lot of eyes on you. And so I partner with them and just be a thought partner for them in navigating that experience. And then through my own experience over the last 25 years, I've built sort of a framework for leadership development to help them along the way, so they don't just have that confidential partner giving them advice and helping them think through things and make decisions, but also some skill building along the way too.
So would you say that of the 7 you have and the ones that you're that you're looking to in the future, that not everybody's going to be looking for the same thing? Like, I'm sure there's some similarities, and we're going to get into this in the second episode a little bit more specifically, but I want to touch upon it here.
Yeah.
Do you see like common threads, and then also some things that are specific to different people, different industries?
Yeah, I do see a lot of common threads. I think one, I just alluded to, decision making.
Yep.
A lot of us delay making decisions, and we sit on the fence. And you probably deal with this a lot in real estate too. You're helping people make decisions, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And as a coach, I spend a lot of time helping people make decisions, help them through their thought process, how they weigh the pros and cons, how they really think about what they really want and need. And so it's definitely a place where people come for help and thinking through all the thoughts that are swimming through their heads.
Right.
I'm sure you experience that too.
Oh, I mean, you basically could have just described real estate. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. So when prior to 6 months ago, is this something that you started to think, well, obviously I should think about it, but did you, talk to people, test it out? Did you say, okay, here are some potential clients that I know within the first 6 months I'm going to have people. I'm not going to go 6 months or a year with nobody. Like, How did that all play out?
Yeah, it's a great question. And it's a bit more of a story than that. This all sort of started, this is me getting off the fence. Like, I needed my coach to help me get off the fence. I had been, I would say, dreaming a bit about starting my own coaching business for a while. And I was happy with what I was doing, though. I loved my job. I loved the people I was working with. I loved the work we were doing. It was really great for me. However, I, as I mentioned, gone as far as I really wanted in my career. So I was exploring things. And then I started experiencing some health issues.
Okay.
And it took a long time for my doctors to figure out exactly what was going on with me. And that experience for me really was the tipping point for me to say, I need to spend my time and energy where I really, really want it to be. Life is too short.
Yeah.
You can't create time.
No,
you can't. So, where do I want to spend my time and energy? And that really got me to leave the corporate space. I actually took 6 months off and took care of my health, myself, my family, worked with a coach and tried to figure out what my next chapter would be. And once I got to the point where I knew I wanted to be in the coaching space, I went into a certification program, which took 7 months or so for me to get through before I launched my business. So I actually was disconnected from my network for a while I was taking care of myself and my family. So it was a little bit rough re-entering, if you will, the space 6 months ago and kind of having to start from scratch in a lot of ways. Not completely, obviously.
No, but in many ways, yeah.
But in a lot of ways, because I hadn't been active in my professional communities and associations for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's out of sight, out of mind. You go away for a little bit, so that's great that you were able to come back. So let's talk about the certification that you just mentioned. So where do you go for that? How does that work?
Yeah, there are so many coaching programs out there. The coaching industry is really growing a lot right now. And real estate coaching is actually a really growing area as well. I went to an organization called IPEC. It's the Institute of Professional Excellence in Coaching. And it does executive and life coaching certifications. And so I'm certified in both of those. It's a fantastic program that really focuses on energy leadership and how you manage your energy. Because you can figure out how to manage your time on your calendar pretty clearly. It's a lot harder to read what's going on in your body, in your life, in the situations you're in, and start to make decisions based on what's going to be the best for my energy in this moment. Like what's going to help me feel really good about what I'm doing so that I show up well for other people in my life. I found that to be a really great program, but there are many programs out there.
So 7 months in total, like full-time 7 months?
Yeah, full-time 7 months.
And did you have to go to a facility or online?
They actually had a fully virtual option, which I went with. They have some in-person options too, but some are done in person only, and so that was what differentiated IPEC for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wrote it down.
Yeah, great.
I definitely want to check it out. It's funny that you mentioned real estate coaching, so that's something I've been thinking about that we really need in our business. But we can get into that maybe in the next episode.
Yeah.
So as you look out now over the next, I'm sure you have a business plan, and I'm sure that it's whatever time frame, but do you have certain goals for yourself, whether it's number of clients, revenues, and you don't have to be specific, but how did you go about coming up with a business plan and coming up with your goals in the coming years?
That's such a good question. So I've actually leaned into a lot of mentors in my network to help me in this space, and in meeting a lot of new business owners, like leaning into the small business owner community a lot. So I've been mentored a lot, and I appreciate that more than I can even say. It makes such a difference when you're making a leap and doing something different. But that was a big part of how I built my business plan. But a lot of it is based on primarily number of clients for me, because my personal goals are really more about being able to better balance my time with my personal health needs as well as my family needs. So I look at number of clients, and so that's my priority. Many other people make it around revenue or profit and what have you, but that's what I've centered mine around, given my own personal goals.
Okay, so you have specific number of clients by a certain amount of time. Again, we're not going to get into the specifics, but okay, that's great. And again, not getting into specifics, but how do you assess like relationship with a client, what the value you provide, how you're going to charge them? Is it hourly? Is it a fee based on the total service they've signed up for? Can they sign up for different services, different amounts of time? I just asked you like 27 questions. So
you did.
Answer any of them and not necessarily
you stacked a lot there.
Say whatever you want.
Okay, great. It depends. I offer multiple services depending on the need of the client. What I mostly focus on from an executive and leadership coaching perspective is more of a set service. It includes like a number of sessions, but a set service with set goals in advance. And so I work with my clients with each of them individually to build a personalized roadmap from where they are today to where they want to get to by the end of our time together coaching. And that helps sort of inform what the package looks like.
So how is that end of time determined? Like, do they say up front, I'd like to work with you for a year, or is it initially not determined and then you see where you are at a certain point? How does that work?
So I usually start with like 5 months or 6 months with folks because the investment's in you and yourself, and there's a lot of work that you as an individual need to do. Right? A coach is really there to serve as a guide, not really to give you answers, but to help you identify the answers within yourself. So it's sort of founded in the belief that you've got the answers in you. You're just stewing and having a hard time making the decisions you need to make. And so coaching is like a structured process that helps uncover those answers. And so that's really what it's about. And that investment does take time. Not just number of sessions, but time investment.
You're sort of like a therapist.
I would not go that far. I cannot diagnose anything. I don't really go into the past too much.
You don't prescribe medicine?
I don't prescribe medicine.
That's good.
I'm not going to ask you what in your childhood happened that led you to be the way you are. I'm not going to do that. But there is some reflection on the past. Like, what have you learned in the past? What has been successful for you in the past? Like things like that kind of help. But it's really more, how do you go into the future? Right.
And I was making a joke, or my attempt at a joke, but it makes perfect sense that the answers are there, and you're helping somebody bring that out. This is going to be my last question, I promise.
Okay.
So when you have a new client and they sign up for a service, in your mind or in their mind, is a certain number of hours that what are they signing up for? Is it X number of hours per week for that 5 months?
So they are signing up for a number of sessions, the personalized development roadmap that we'll work on together, what we'll use our time for. They are signing up for, usually it's 10 sessions and every other week, or twice a month. And those are usually an hour or 90 minutes long, depending on what's needed. And they're also signing up for on-the-spot support every week if they need it. Okay. So if a situation comes up that they need advice and help through, then I will help them through that on the spot.
But that's their standard, you have those sessions for an hour and 90 minutes. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that I think gives us an excellent overview of you and your background and your business. And I think what I'll do now is hand it back over to Dave.
Yeah, well, I've been sitting here patiently, so I actually learned a lot about coaching. Let's do it, because it's time to learn more about both Mike and our guest in what we call More About Mike.
More about Mike.
More about Mike.
More about Mike.
Today's More About Mike question is one that I appreciate, being a guy who watches way too much TV. What is your guilty pleasure go-to television show? Let's try to keep it clean. This is a family show after all, so let's set aside the spicy ones. But Mike, you want to go first, or you want to let your guest go first? Guilty pleasure TV show.
I think I'll defer to Mel on this one, and then maybe we'll reverse it in the next one.
Okay, sounds good.
What do you got, Mel?
All right. So my guilty pleasure TV show is Jersey Shore.
Nice.
That's a good one.
I'll try to keep it PG and not talk too much about that, but
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
Now, are you a GT? What is it? GTL? You know what GTL means,
Oh yeah,
right?
I know what GTL means.
It's not dirty. It's
No.
Gym Tan Laundry.
Yeah.
I've never done that myself. So I used to watch it back in the day, and I agree with you. I don't know why we like it. Now, who was your favorite person on Jersey Shore?
Ooh, I think Pauly D.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
He's okay. He would probably be my second. Although the situation is very entertaining, but he's not the nicest guy. And then the young kid, what's the young guy's name? I can't remember. You know who I mean, the third male.
Vinny.
Vinny, right, yeah. He seems to be sort of the nice guy. But none of them are really that nice. But that's the point.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Have you ever been to the Jersey Shore?
I have not been to the Jersey Shore. I've been near it, but not to it. Have you?
I don't know. Is Atlantic City the Jersey Shore? I mean, it is, right? But I don't.
guess so.
But I never saw Snooki walking down the boardwalk next to Trump Plaza or whatever. I don't know. Actually, all of his casinos went out of business. Mike, it is your turn. The nation wants to know. Guilty pleasure TV.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this, and I'm going to go back a little bit because, I mean, this show really is one of the most guilty pleasures I think anyone could say. So even though it's not current, Melrose Place.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, I mean, back in the 90s, I was in business school, and it was on, I want to say, like Mondays 8 to 9, and so that's like a prime studying time, but it did not matter. Like, we all just stopped what we were doing, and you watched Melrose Place for that hour.
Do you remember the scene in Seinfeld where he's trying to deny, Jerry's trying to deny that he watches Melrose Place, and
the lie detector.
Yeah, he actually takes a polygraph because he knows the cop or something.
Yeah.
So I'll play a little bit of that bit here. See if I can pull it up.
What's your name?
Jerry Seinfeld,
What is your address?
129 West 81st Street.
Did Kimberly steal Joe's baby?
I don't know.
Did Billy sleep with Allison's best friend?
I don't know.
Polygraph's going crazy.
Did Jane's fiancée kidnap Sydney and take her to Las Vegas? And if so, did she enjoy it?
I don't know.
It's close to cracking.
Did Jane sleep with Michael again?
Mike,
Yes! Yes, stupid idiot! He left her for Kimberly! He's up with her sister! He tricked her into giving him half her business, and then she goes ahead and sleeps with him again! I mean, she's crazy! How could you do something?
All right, well, you might crack under pressure in similar fashion, Mike.
I mean, that's pretty much how I feel about that's a great scene. And I mean, the show was like, you just couldn't miss it.
We'll put all the information for Mel and, as usual, for Mike in the show notes. But Mel, why don't you let our listeners know how can they learn more about what you do?
Yeah, the best way to learn more about what I do is to check out my website, which is getbreakthroughcoaching.com, all one word. Or you can send me an email at mel@getbreakthroughcoaching.com.
Excellent. We look forward to part 2 of the Mel saga next time we post an episode. Mike, why don't you remind our listeners how they get in touch with you?
Sure. So they can call me at 617-759-1513. Send me an email, mike.freeman@nemoves.com, or check out my website, mikefreemanhomes.com.
Very cool. Excellent conversation today. Remember to please follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you find your pods. And thank you for listening to Freeman on Real Estate.